come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stump The Guru Show. We are here again for an exciting opportunity for all of you to jump on in live and ask me a live question. My name is Ari Galper. Welcome. I've been specializing in trust-based selling for the last 2 decades. Hard to even say that word now, those 2 words. 20 years and keep going. Looking for always new ways to innovate, new ideas. We specialize in how to compress a sales cycle from multiple steps to one single step, how to build trust with someone on a single conversation, how to really look at your whole sales model in a different perspective from the point of trust. And so this show is all about a live opportunity to jump on, ask me a live question. If you're on right now or listening, just go to stumptheguru.com, www.stumptheguru.com. Just come on in and we'll bring you on the show. If you're listening on the podcast, welcome to all my listeners around the world who listen to this every month on Spotify and wherever else you listen to podcasts. And today's theme is the notion of not having to overcome objections, but instead of diffuse objections. What I mean by that is we're taught when we get resistance from other people, from the old gurus, we're taught to overcome it. If someone says to you, your price is too high, then you try and deflect it or overcome it, or we're using somebody else. You try to overcome it. In our world, we don't try to overcome objections. We diffuse it. We remove the pressure out of it, re-engage again to connect with the person without anyone feeling uncomfortable. So I'll give you an example. If someone says, your price is too high, normally what we do is the old way would be defend ourselves or lower our price or try to negotiate. But in our model, we teach when someone says your price is too high, you say, you're absolutely right. It can be perceived as high if you haven't had a chance to actually use our services or get involved in what we do. Would you be open to a different perspective on how to build a business case around this to make sure it makes sense for you and us? So that's just one example there. Or if someone says to you, we're using somebody else already, right? The first thing you say is, that's not a problem. You diffuse the moment. I wasn't looking to replace what we currently have right now. Just want to see if you'd be open to some different perspectives that you may not have access to now. Would you be open to that? So we try to re-engage, not diffuse, because the more you build trust with somebody on that conversation, the more they feel open to sharing with you the truth of what they stand. And that's the theme of our whole approach called the Unlock the Game mindset, where our goal is let go of the sale, go deep in the conversation like a doctor and a patient, build trust with someone to address their problems. And that's where we get the instinct from the other person to come back and hire us to move forward. And so if you're on the call, welcome. If you're around and want to jump on, ask me a question, go to www.stumptheguru.com. It'll log you right in. So let's jump on the show. And Steve, who do we have today?
All righty. Hey, hang on. Let me make this bigger. Happy April, everybody. First, I'm going to bring on Derek. Derek, if you can let everybody know who you are, what you and your business is all about, and then your question for Ari, please.
Hey, Ari. Good to see you.
Hey, Derek. You too.
Yeah, sure. So just for the audience, so what I do is I'm an enterprise account manager. So I'm selling enterprise software that provides environmental health and safety to enterprise organizations. And
Okay.
I have 2 questions. One is I wanted to test a bit of a problem statement that that I've been out there, and then the second is how would this problem statement apply to more C-level executives like COOs, CTOs? How would that change? So just to give you a bit of a context, so what the software does is I'm going to read it off a bit. So it just aims to ensure the safety and efficiency of high-risk work processes by managing work permits, risk assessment, and safety protocols to prevent incidents and maintain compliance with regulatory requirements. So I'm typically dealing with I know it's a mouthful. So I'm dealing with operation managers, plant managers, safety managers, people of that sort. So they're some of the pains they experience on that's at top of their mind is like they're concerned about being out of compliance or productivity underperformance or contractor inefficiency, things like that. So,
right, but isn't ultimately the whole point of your tool to prevent incidents?
it is, but it's also to increase efficiency in their plants.
Yeah, but
That's
what does that even mean?
well, like for example, if their machinery goes down, that's costing them hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. So
Oh, so it's not just personal health and safety; it's actually the operations and machinery as well.
that's right,
Oh,
exactly.
I see.
Yeah,
So it's operational software that keeps things streamlined, in addition to personal safety as well.
that's right, exactly.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So my problem statement that I've been using is I would say I'm just giving you a call to see if you'd be open to some different ideas on production losses that are causing unknown financial costs.
That's a pretty. That's also a mouthful too.
Yeah.
What would be a common incident or problem that would occur from their perspective that frustrates them the most? Would you say in their role? I mean, how are they being measured?
They're being measured on production output in the factory. So, like I said, if the machinery goes down, they have to bring a contractor on site to try
Right.
to fix the machine. And that they're measured on KPIs on output. How much.
All right.
product they can get.
So my hunch is that downtime is probably a key word for them.
Right.
Would you say?
Yes. Yes.
All right. What else? I'm trying to find the languaging here. They're hot buttons that for them they care about. So my guess is first thing is they don't want any downtime.
That's right. Exactly.
That
Exactly.
affects throughput.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to triangulate the right languaging here to really speak as if you work in their office with them,
Right.
not
Right.
as the outside reading benefits from a brochure about what you do.
That's right.
So I'm imagining something around, I'm just giving you a call to see if you'd be open to a different perspective on how to eliminate any downtime on your production lines and gain a 10 to 20% throughput on your output.
Okay.
Something that's specific to the downtime and performance. Because that's what their mind is thinking about all the time. They're trying to turn the dials, right? To get those two elements lined up correctly.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts about that?
No, I like that because it's a very tangible number, 10 to 20%. We're not throwing something out in the air that's
No.
unrealistic. And that's my second part to it is what I typically say is what I mean specifically is making sure your production and maintenance process have minimal downtime. I think it's unrealistic to completely eliminate downtime.
No, of course. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say, I didn't use the word eliminate. I said reduce it significantly.
Yeah.
Right. So reduce your downtime significantly while at the same time increasing your throughput numbers. Like that's got to trigger something like, what do you mean? Or how do you do that?
For sure. Absolutely.
Right. Then you can go into, we have a system that detects in advance or eliminates process, issues that stop your downline or break your machines down without having to scramble and keep production going. So I'm leading them towards their interest and want to learn more. But I'm just trying to find the key words. And I think it's worth testing downtime and throughput. Because that's how they speak on the factory floor. Their reports, they print out every day, look at the numbers, and probably they're being measured on very minute incremental decreases and improvements, like a little slight variation is what they're literally looking at every day.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's on the top of their mind every day. They're measured by every minute, every second.
Exactly. So that's why down the chart and up the chart is what they care about. So
That's right.
just stick in that zone, and I think you'll get close to getting that conversation.
Okay. Just one second question. So how, so typically when you're getting funding in these projects, you got to go to the C-level executive. So if you're talking to a CEO, CTO, would this change at all? And how would I change this problem statement to open up the dialogue, or would it be the same?
I think from their level, downtime, throughput, what would be their keywords that they would talk to the CEO, executive team about in terms of production? Would they use profit versus production, or revenue or output? What would they use?
Well, they're looking at expenses, cash flow, anything dollars and cents they're concerned about. They're not concerned. Oh, the software has this functionality.
Exactly.
Tell me how you're going to make me money.
So they're worried about the impact to their profit statement or their balance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's where you can go then. I'm just giving you a call to see if you'd be open, different perspectives on ways that could prevent a negative impact to your cash flow, balance sheet, and your profit margins. What do you mean by that? What I mean specifically is to mitigate the downtime on a production line that makes sure the throughput keeps humming through. It's a different context, but leading towards the same point.
That makes perfect sense.
All right.
That's great.
Good to see you again, Derek.
You too, Ari. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Welcome back to Stump the Guru. We are live right now without a net. And I love these conversations with people who come on from around the world. Ask whatever you like in terms of your own situation, whether you're chasing someone right now, you have some deal pending you can't convert, anything around your sales world that you cannot get your arms around, you like a different perspective, then this is your time to do it. If you want to jump on live, go to stumptheguru.com. If you want to have a private conversation, just go to unlockthegame.com/free consultation or free consult. Okay, Steve, who do we have next?
All righty, up next, and I think my microphone should sound good now. A little birdie told me there was something wrong there, but it's all better. I'm going to bring Fred on. Fred, if you could tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what your question is for Ari, that would be awesome.
Well, I'm a registered investment advisor. My focus is really on managing risk for individuals, pre and post retirees, and in corporate business retirement plans. I think my biggest issue, I have two issues. The first is a lot of the CEOs that we try to get hold of aren't in the phone directory. So we have to use, say, Zoom info or other imitators, and that information is not 100% accurate. So we're challenged all the time in how we go about doing that. And we use a couple of different libraries of pre-built emails, and we do some old-fashioned stuff, sending letters and priority mail, FedEx, that sort of thing. But it's still an enormous challenge. And the other issue that's related to that is trying to get through even when you can get to a receptionist, or which is the exception today and not the rule. You're locked into that damn phone tree. And it's getting through that, not in an adversarial way. We've tried a number of Charlie Anderson's approaches. Some of them actually do work, and some of them don't. So I think that's the first issue that that we're struggling with.
On that issue,
Yeah.
the way I see it is you're taking the path of most resistance by trying to fish out that key contact from within the company. What I mean by that is what I'd rather do is fish them out away from the company. What I mean by that is if you can identify, let's just say you're going after CEOs or executives. If you can slice them by industry, for instance, high-tech CEOs, engineers, CEO of engineering firms, just by industry. And you can market to them through the association they belong to, away from the company. But most executives belong to professional associations. They're members of groups. There's no resistance there. You can advertise your free gift offer in the associations in which your ideal clients are already swimming in that pond. The association already spent the money to go to the wide ocean, pull them together. All you need is a fishing pole and a bait to fish them out. That erases all your energy and all your effort around trying to get to them through the company voicemail, gatekeepers, and cold lists. And that's called becoming a trusted authority in that niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we are using their 5500s that they file on the plan through two very sophisticated software programs. But I can't get. We use one of them to give them some idea of what we're talking about and give them enough educational information prior to that call.
So what I would do is don't educate them on the solutions. What I would do if I were you to create something that they consume that describes their problems, not the
That's what we're
solution.
doing. We're not giving them. We're hammering away at the issues
Sure.
that they have, including their own personal
Got it.
fiduciary liability and a wild crazy SEC chair who's all over the map. Very dangerous guy.
Have you
Uh,
considered writing a little book about this, about their problems?
no, I haven't, but that's an interesting thought. You mean another ebook?
No. So first of all, if I were you, I would never do digital downloads ever again. Only do a physical mini book, that's 100 pages. It's not designed for Amazon. It's not for sale. It's a free gift you offer to CEOs through the association as a free physical book in the mail on their problem. And you use the FedEx to mail it the next morning so it arrives, and then move them from there to a Zoom consultation. Then you can do what I call the one-call sale, which I teach advisors as well. So I think we have to really look at redesigning your model here to make it more efficient for you and move away from all that resistance. Hopefully that's helpful for you.
Well, it's a very interesting thought. I have to admit, I hadn't thought about that before. The second thing I can bounce again off you. We've been working off and on with Anthony Iannarino over the years, and we've used his approach, the free executive briefing, and we find that unless you can establish why they should give you the time to take that briefing, they're not going to accept the briefing, no matter how attractive it might be. So I haven't signed up for another series with Anthony. I'm questioning whether or not I should. I'm trying to figure out how do I get to that somebody will say, okay, yeah, my jockey shorts are so tight that I'm in pain now, and I got to do something to
Well,
relieve that pain.
I don't know the name or what he does, but I think
Oh,
your goal,
he's written 5 books. I mean,
that's
you
fine.
can look him up yourself.
That's okay. I never heard of him. But the point is, your goal is not to be in front of someone on a first meeting. You want them to come to you. It should be a doctor-patient model where the patient schedules a meeting with the doctor, and you're the doctor, not a salesman trying to get in front of them for a sales pitch. It's a shifting of thinking where you have to build a positioning where you're the authority and they're the patient who needs to see the doctor. Now, how you do that is you develop this whole, what I call a trust asset, like that mini concept, the book concept that describes their problems, and they order your book and they say to themselves, man, this guy just understands my problem. He gets me. I resonate with him. And look, there's a complimentary consultation with him as well that comes along with the book. I think I'll take that. You have to engineer that experience so they're coming to you. You're not trying to get in front of them first. They have to raise their hand first, acknowledge the problem. Then they have to come to you. We got to reverse your process so it's inbound, not outbound.
Okay.
So anyways, if you'd like, reach out to me privately and we can have a chat more about this.
Fine. What's the way to get to you again?
Just go to unlockthegame.com, the website /free consult.
Unlock.
Unlockthegame.com//free consult.
Okay.
We'll talk more about it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. Take care.
Sure.
All right. We're back to the Stump the Guru show. We are live right now, and you can hear all kinds of interesting questions today from different directions. But we're trying to shift some mindsets today, challenge some current industry thinking, and thinking differently and innovative from the traditional models. So, Steve, who do we have next today?
All righty. Up next, we're going to have Barry Friedman, and you can't see it now because his camera's pulled in tight, but he's got a badass-looking djembe in the background that I saw in the preview. So my eyes saw that, Barry. Don't think that didn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, man. You didn't even see these. I'm going to be your only juggler today, Ari.
You don't live in New York by any chance, because I'm looking for a new best friend.
Hey, man, a longtime fan and read everything you've written and really appreciate the show. I've run an online program for 11 years called Showbiz Blueprint, and it's about entertainers mastering the business side of show business. And really been fun. I was big in the industry, had a good name coming in, and I've been able to really help a lot of people. I built a mastermind for alumni, and I did a 3-day event called Beyond the Blueprint and had 46% of my alumni buy a 3-day ticket, which was really good. We taught a ton and moved people really forward past some blocks. I made an offer to a mastermind on day 2 and again in the morning of day 3, and 33% of the attendees joined. I know these people super well. And I believe this mastermind is the right place for them to be to kind of move on with their business and get past the blocks. And I built a list of the ones that I really feel can benefit the most. And now I'm going to, I did a video. I invited people after the event to come in, but I feel like I've done as much as I can automated, and it's time to do everything that I've learned from you. So I want the right people to be a part of it. So what I want to do is reach out to people and have a conversation with them. But, I don't have time to, let's be honest. I don't have time. I don't want to get on the phone with 100 people, 150 people. It's not my thing. So one thing I want to do is just do a Loom video of their website in the background and talk to them for a minute and just say, I don't know if this is right for you, but I know the coaching team. I know the accountability. We've had 2 months of running the mastermind now. So I have some track record to look at and invite them. So I guess, yeah.
What are the core problems that they have that you want to help them solve in the mastermind?
Oh gosh, being stuck in working fairs, festivals instead of corporate events or TV, moving up, lethargic, not feeling big enough, having self-confidence issues, great on stage and terrible on the business.
Sure. All right. So, sounds like you're pretty clear on what the core issues are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've been in the business for long enough, and you were there yourself, probably.
I used to kick corn dogs off stage, and now I had 6 TED Talks and a couple hundred TV shows. It's
of course. So you resonate with your audience quite well. So I think what I would do is, first of all, I know this sounds a bit contrarian, but I'd stop doing digital with this process. Stop videoing, emailing, and hoping that somehow they'll just behaviorally change off your video. If I were you, because this is going to be a low volume, high price point model, right? For you,
it's not super high price. It's $297 a month, but it's
but how many do you want in that? How many do you want in that group?
We have about 40 now, and I'd like to get it up to 80 to 100. That's, I think, what we can serve.
Well, here's what I would do. I would actually double the fee, reduce the volume. Easier to manage that way.
Yeah.
And higher likelihood of getting less people at a higher price point. Now I would mail them a letter. I would write a physical letter in the mail. Mail it to them. I know it's heavy. I know. Take a deep breath. But
hey, no one goes to StumpTheGuru.com expecting the same as. So this is good, man.
The reason I'm saying this is because people are so numb and inundated to electronic communication. To try and win this battle in their inbox is almost impossible.
Yeah.
but yet the mailbox is empty. So here's where I like the idea of this, of increasing your fee, double the fee, and selecting half the people on the list that you think are the highest quality, the highest oriented towards this, and just target them only because they would appreciate something from you they can hold on to and read physically and hear the whole story. And here's why I like it, because you get 100% deliverability.
Yeah.
They all will arrive, and you're probably all going to read it because it came from you.
Yeah.
Then once you send the letter out, then I don't have any problem with you giving them you might enjoy this call and just call them and say, hey, I sent you a letter. Did you get it by any chance? I did. I read it. Let's have a chat about it. Like, it'd be an enjoyable conversation to have, because I like the idea of you arriving without arriving yet.
I like that. Yeah, I like the sound of it. Do you have any thoughts on and what to do? Hopefully this helps other folks who are watching the show, but what do you do with members who are already in there paying one price? Just leave that the same?
Oh, no, you leave them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone. And then the new people that I write this letter to, that's at the twice price.
They're grandfathered with the original fee, and the new people get the higher one.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's not a democracy there. It's about when they come in. They come in early, they get less. They come in late, they get paid more. That's just the way it works.
I love it. I love it.
So I think that you're trying to move this group of people to a higher level, like a mastermind.
Yep.
And a mastermind has a perception of the higher price point anyways.
Yeah.
And in many cases, it may not be the issue of they can afford or not. It's the issue of, is it a priority or not? And the letter will make it a priority for them.
That's amazing. I think it's a nightmare for them not to do it and be stuck in the same place a year later. I mean, that's really where I come from with everyone who's in this.
Look, you know, I do a 12-page newsletter in the mail once a month to my private clients, a physical with stamps on it.
Wow.
And they're like, everyone's like, I got your letter. It's great. I'm reading it. But no one did that with me when I sent videos out or emails out. No one said to me, thank you so much for this video or an email link. Like, no. I don't get that response ever. And I think we got to move to where nobody's at right now, which is the old school mailbox.
Wow. What a thought, man. All right. I'll report back, man. That's
yeah. Yeah. Think about that. Come back next month and let me know.
Yeah. I'll think about it while I'm sending the first few out.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks so much, Ari.
Take care, Barry. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So we're back with Stump the Guru. And as you can see, all different perspectives, from financial advisors to a guru in the entertainment industry, helping entertainers become business people, to software sales. It doesn't matter, because, you know, ultimately this is about trust building. But I can tell you this much. The goal is to narrow down your efforts and energy so they resonate with you and they feel you're the one for them, what I call the category of one. That's what we teach, how to have languaging around that, a mindset, and packaging, so you become the trust authority for them, your ideal audience. So do we have one more back there, Steve?
Indeed we do. We've got one more. I'm going to bring Joe on. Hey, Joe, how are you? If you can let everybody know, the routine, a little bit about you, your question, your business, the whole nine, and have a conversation about it.
Hey, Ari, it's been a long time.
Yes.
So I'm Joe Nicasio. I'm a business coach. I've been helping entrepreneurs reinvent themselves since 1999. I've been trained by Jay Abraham and learned some of your material as well. I think I'm a pretty badass business coach, doing mostly one-on-one now, but what I really want to do is get this group thing off the ground and business breakthrough brainstorm. I do a Saturday morning group call every Saturday, 9 a.m. California time. And I think my target market, somebody they're a business owner who's frustrated because their business isn't growing fast enough. Now, a lot of the people I work with are early startups. I have another program called Employee Escape Plan to help people escape their soul-sucking job. So if I'm going to help you leave the job you hate, let's help you build the business you love. And it's really about, like, let's start with a blank canvas and create your dream business. So they're all in different businesses and industries, but so every week we meet, but so they're in a lot of different areas. And I would say my biggest challenge is so many people really need the expertise and the help. I've got the chops. Okay. But I think that somehow I'm coming across as a nice to have versus a got to have. And that's
so is it a marketing issue, like trying to get them to sign up for something? What's the gap, you think? What are you trying to achieve with them?
what I'm trying to achieve with them is I'm looking for people that want to roll up their sleeves every week and work on their business. You
Got
know,
it.
I take people from 0 to 5K a month and then 5 to 10. I help them.
Yeah, no, I get what you do, but do you have leads coming in now? You trying to convert to a call with you? What's the tactical issue you want to get moving?
The tactical thing, I think it really has to do around this idea of trust and building trust quick and desirability quick.
I will tell you one thing I'm catching right now is that as you're describing your program to me, you're kind of talking about the future of where you can take them. Right? Next 3 to 5 years, build a business, escape this. You're talking about the future, which means you're selling the future. You're saying, hey, you can be this. You can do this. I would suggest be careful with that, because in this day and age, people can't think past tomorrow anymore. They can't think past the next SMS, the next email, their kids from school. People are so frazzled right now in their mind. It's trying to sell the future is like, yeah, right.
Right.
This guy is blowing smoke in my ear. So I'm not saying you don't have the stuff. I'm just telling you the messaging itself may not be what's resonating with them. If I were you, I'd convert your message from solution-centric to problem-centric and keep it only around their current problems they're experiencing now. Don't sell the future anymore. So all your pre-marketing stuff should be all about how are you enjoying your life in the corporate world these days? Is it fun? You having a nice boss? Jokingly,
Okay. Let me. So there's two crowds. So I have a program called Business Wisdom Quest, is about choosing your business.
Okay.
So I am running ads for that, the
Sure.
Quit Your Job manual.
Yep.
Then the first step is now you got to choose your business wisely. So I have a $500 program for that.
Sure.
This other program is group coaching. It's for somebody that's already in business.
Got it.
Okay.
And what's their problem?
They're frustrated because their business isn't growing fast enough. Maybe their branding is off a little bit, or their offers off, or their lead generation's off. I mean, I do help people build a holistic business, and there's lots of places where the business can struggle.
Sure. So what you need there is an umbrella concept to capture everyone who's got those problems. And I think in your case, the word might be plateau. Is your business plateauing? Have you reached the 6-figure plateau? How to break through the 7-figure plateau? I think you got to find a concept that covers all their problems, that essentially is simple for them to absorb. So are you plateauing your business? Is your business plateauing? Something around a bigger idea that's simple for them to go, yeah, I'm stuck in my business. Well, then come have a chat with us on how to fix it.
Yeah, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to plus or minus get about what you've been getting. And so if you're stuck at one level, every level has a new devil. So for some reason you're plateauing, for some reason you're stuck, for some reason that no matter, even if you put twice the hours in, you're not getting the breakthrough you need.
I think you have a good handle on the messaging. So are you not getting enough leads coming through your ads, or what's the actual challenge you've got then? What's the problem it sounds like you got the market. What's not working for you?
I think I'm attracting too many broke people.
Oh, that's it. All right. Okay. Now we know the problem. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. I was trying to figure out where you're going with this. Now I think I understand what you're trying. What you're doing is you're going to the wide ocean. You got a big net and you're pulling up all the fish, a couple of whales, a whole bunch of salmon, and a whole bunch of minnows, all in one bucket. Right?
Yeah.
What you got to do is have bait only for the whales. If you want whales or the salmon, depends what your market you want to go after. Now, if you want just the whales, what I would have a theme around how to cross the 7-figure plateau. Those people are making 500K or more, or in the higher range. How to cross the 500K plateau. You just set the number and that platform based upon the plateau number: 7 figures, 8 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, and then that
even the 10K number, I think.
Exactly. You're missing the filter system and the front end to push away those that don't fit the message.
Very good.
That's why I think you might be frustrated with all the time wasters and tire kickers who just aren't going to pay you any money.
Yes. I like that.
So it might be if your business is generating a minimum of $500K per year and you want to cross the 7-figure plateau, let's have a chat. That segments out that exact number, $500K to $1 million. People own that range. And those could be the whales for you.
I like that. Very good.
So I think this is about segmenting out the exact segment that you want and just calling them out only, and the rest just drop off.
Yeah, which, everybody says you got a niche, but I think segment is exactly the right direction to go.
Yeah, it's not niching, it's segment, because you're still in a broad market, but you're segmenting out the swath that you want, not niching down to an industry.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right.
I bring you up frequently, and I've studied a lot of different selling systems, and I think you're onto some things that are very innovative, and they just kind of crack the previous models. So I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Come back again.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right. That brings us to the end of a show today with the Stump the Guru show. My name is Ari Galper, and we are live here every month. This is now going to be on the podcast again for this month. And don't be afraid to reach out. Go to unlockthegame.com, grab a copy of my latest book, Unlock the Sales Game. Reach out for a consultation. Again, we walk the talk. There's no selling or pitching. It's just about your problem. If you want some help, some insights, don't be afraid to reach out. That's it for now. We'll say goodbye, and we'll see you all next month. Take care. Bye-bye.
I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of objection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.